Hi, welcome back to Sharon from Vivid Days. Today we are going to be doing a video on preparing my artwork for sale. This is going to include a technique I saw on YouTube. I can't remember the lady's name, but I will put it in the link below, showing how she removes her tape and a little bit of cured resin drops at the back. And she used it with a heat gun knife, so I'm going to try that. And then what we are going to do is move on to how I'm creating my frames with my beautiful Neil, who's helping me. Hope you learn something. Hope you enjoy. So protecting where you're going to put your artwork to make sure you're not going to get anything. But as you can see, I've got tape and I have got resin nipples all the way around. So I'm going to see if this tip works. So she talked about keeping the heat gun in small areas, breaking the tape to start with and finding an area where it's going to pull up, and working in small areas and pull the tape up, but just moving it backwards and forwards and not keeping it in one area too long, but only pull when there is no resistance. So I'm just going to see how hot I need to do that. Yay, it does work. So I'm getting resistance, so I'm going to stop and I'm going to do a little bit more. Well, I'll be. That is pretty special. It's a very clean line and it's coming off so easy. Wow. Must remember to thank this lady. I suppose it's only going to work though if you have remembered to tape the back. And it is important you're in a well ventilated area. I would recommend wearing a face mask. Only because we are melting plastic. I'll just take that part out of the way. Look at that. It's a little bit tacky there, but I'm going to be mounting that anyway. That is not bad. My work is still intact. A little bit sticky from where the tape's pulled up. So I'm just going to get an alcohol wipe now and give that a little clean over and just pick off these tiny little bits. So, tape is a must. Hi, welcome back to Sharon from Vivid Days. Just a little while ago I showed you how I removed the cured resin nipples, as I heard somebody else refer to them, which I think is kind of funny but really good. So I am going to be creating my art. Sorry. I'm not creating my art, my art's already created, but I am getting my art ready to sell. So my wonderful Neil, who's with me, you can see his leg there, is going to be helping me create the frame for it rather than going out and buying frames. Because it's resin, you don't need the glass in front of it, and because this is a thin one, it's not on a canvas, it needs something to help it pop. So I've got no idea what to do, but Neil is trying to teach me so that eventually I'll be able to do this myself. So what are we doing, Neil?
Okay, well, we're making it up as we go along, but what we're doing, we're going to try to put a backboard on, and then we can put a border around it. So what we intend to end up with is a border just pressing up against your art. So we've measured it. It's a 12-inch by 10-inch canvas you've used.
It is. It's a beautiful one, isn't it?
In English money, that's 305mm by 254mm. Now, what we don't want is the backboard going right to the edge, because then it's going to be visible. So we're going to bring that in a weeny bit. So that's a 28mm, which is what, 1 1/8 inch wide in total. So going to bring the backboard in, so it's about 8mm off the edge. So around about 3/4 inch we're going to do, or 20mm, all the way round on either side of the canvas here.
And we're working out at what stage I paint it before it all gets put on together, because I'm going to have be painted white.
Yes, yeah, we'll paint it white, we'll do some filling, and hopefully it should really help bring out your artwork.
Yeah, and what you can see just to the left of us there is what Neil used just to draw a straight line, because he's left his spirit levels at his mould when he was last there doing some work. So we never let it stop us. If we're on a project, we get on with it.
Yeah, and we're now, we've marked it up. Here's one I prepared earlier, and we'll take it outside now and cut it with an old jigsaw I've got out there.
Wonderful, let's head out. So what this you got, Neil, and what have you got it for?
Okay, so this is a mitre saw that we picked up today. You can use a drop saw as well, but ours is in the garage. So we're going to use this just simply to cut our 45-degree angle on the actual frame.
Beautiful. So what are you doing now, Neil?
I'm just going to draw our first 45-degree angle on here, so that we can start the cutting process.
You do them one at a time, or do you mark them all up?
No, do them one at a time and then cut them, measure them, and go on to the next one. So I'm going to do the shorter lengths first. Actually no, I'm going to do the longer lengths first, because all of those measured 305. The top and the bottom was 305, so I know that's straight.
Yeah.
The other side, the 10-inch side, the resin's slightly lumpy, probably the wrong word, but it's not smooth along that edge, so it's slightly different lengths. So I'll do those after these ones, and we'll just see how we go with those ones.
Cool.
It's not the most
there
stable.
is happy.
Yeah,
Neater edge, no dents in it. If Neil's happy, I'm happy.
Yeah, that would work. We can work with that. Down.
What do you do now?
Okay.
Because this is where I got confused. What part needs to go what angle?
So the next one we're going to do, I'm going to measure 305, so the 12 inches down here. And that, the 305 goes up to 300, so I use this one.
Sod's law.
Absolutely. We're going to paint this one anyway, so...
Where do you take the edge from? The lower part or the higher part when you're measuring?
The lower part is going to be against the actual canvas.
Yep.
So the canvas is 305 wide, so I'm measuring 305 along here.
Yeah.
Now what I'm going to do, because of the shape of this, I can't get the end of the tape measure really all that level, so I'm going to start at 10 and then obviously just go to 405 on here.
So that one's going to come out the other way, isn't it?
Yep.
Like
Yeah,
a
we've got to
spreading
flip it
leg.
round and it should be just over 305, which we are, so I haven't completely messed up. And then you can spin that round. Alright.
Tiny bit at the bottom, but that's good. We have the bottom of our frame. Ta-da!
The first part. There we go.
I'm so excited. And I just can't hide it. I've never created my own frame before. Well, I'm not doing it yet, but if you're doing it,
You're doing a wonderful
I'm
job.
doing it. So you're always going backwards, forwards with your angles, so you know either
Yes.
side. So this one now is going to be the side or the top?
This one now is going to be the other bottom again, so the 12-inch or 305 mil, the longer length, basically.
Goes down quick when you start.
Oh yeah, yeah. You don't want to, because you keep always lose these V's.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
You don't. I thought in my head you flipped it, so now that became the top, but it doesn't work, does it?
Doesn't work that way, no. Unfortunately, not. One side is the outside is always going to be longer than the inside, so you're always going to be throwing these little bits away, unless anyone knows otherwise. In which case, let me know. I said it. Did it without swearing.
You did good. You did good.
Right.
Now, looking at
That's
the
one
other
there,
side.
wasn't it? Yep. That's out of curiosity, let's see.
Checking your angles are right.
Yeah, I just want to see how close that miter is, because they're not always the most accurate. But that's all right. Yep, quite happy with that. These ones are accurate, the metal ones. These things tend not to be quite as accurate, especially when it's on a workbench that wobbles like that.
Note to self, we will have a better setup workstation. We've just been and got the things and we're giving it a go. Not a lot of prep. Remember, safety first, people. Now this painting, when it's framed, I believe is going to end up in America.
Maybe.
Oh, you
Just
even
wait
told it, sorry. Letting down my duties. Yep, you happy?
Yeah, happy
See
enough
if
with
we've
that.
got
We'll tidy them all
top
up
and bottom.
after. But in theory, that's not too bad. That's
You're happy, I'm happy.
two lengths the same. Yep, that's all right. That's come out all right now.
So what is it you are doing now, Neil? And other than protecting that beautiful piece of art?
Absolutely. No dust around here. Right, so I just want to put it on here. So A, we can see how we're going, but mainly to see whether it's all going to be straight. If I do 254, see, we haven't got a straight finish down here, which means that so we're slightly further down. It's not straight. You can see where the resin's stuck to the side there. So you need to manually work out
What length you want there?
yeah what length I want to
Without tripping
cut
off.
through there. As if
So you go to the insides again.
yeah, I'm going to do it all from the insides. And that's 254 on that side, which is great. I know it says 354, but we're starting at 10. And I'm sorry for all the Americans who are working in inches, but okay, I'm happy if I do 254. Should be all right. Should be good. So yes.
Oh,
yeah,
look,
gonna
I
cut a
learned.
little,
I don't know what the technical term is, but get rid of your little knob, your little triangle.
careful where you go.
I'll hold it for you. Alright, so you've got rid of it, but it's at the right angle.
Got rid of it. So now I'm going to measure 254 along the inside again. Oh, I can use the actual ruler this time.
Oh!
Makes it a bit easier.
So we have our 4 pieces.
So we've got our 4 pieces. We can just show out here before we go in.
Oh, beautiful, a bit of wood glue.
Okay, not too bad. Bit of wood glue, stroke filler, and tidying these up, and we should be in business.
All right, Neil, what are we doing now?
Okay, we're just going to tidy up the edges on these.
Yeah.
So it's mainly at the back because we sawed from the top down, and that means it splinters at the back. So all I'm going to do is just very gently file through here.
Oh, is that fire?
There's a little mini file.
Oh, that's so cute.
I'm filing into the middle because if you file the other way you can get splinters coming out. So just go down there. It's not the best file for it, but it will do the job. That's tidied
As
out
I said
quite
before,
nice.
we are using what we've got.
Yeah, improvising as we go. I just want the worst of it off, basically. Some little tiny bits here. We can use sandpaper as well, obviously, because we haven't all got little. Had these left over from another little project. And we can just finish it off. Sandpaper. If there's not much there, you can just do sandpaper straight away. Make it as neat as possible for the finish. I mean, we are painting over it. And I'm just going to do that for all these ones out there.
Right, so we'll keep an eye on what you're doing, but we will fast forward this bit. I am going to start my process of giving these an acrylic coat of paint while you hear Neil singing in the background. Can't get better than that, eh? Probably will need just 2 coats, but it'll dry very quickly, and then we'll be able to show you, or Neil will be able to show you how we're going to finish it off. Okay, so what are we doing now, Neil?
Right, so Sharon's painted these now. They're dry, so we're going to look at attaching them to the backboard now. We're going to use wood glue, but I never fully trust glue just by itself. Normally I'd use a panel pin or something. I sound like I do this all the time, but what I was thinking of doing was using a panel pin through here, driving it into the wood, covering it over with filler, and then painting over it right at the end. But we don't have panel pins, that's small. So rather than waiting for the shops to open, we do have these little tiny screws which we got with some picture hooks. So what I'm going to do is drill those through here, 2 on each length of wood, and hopefully that will just make it that little bit more secure rather than just relying on the glue. Like I say, the glue may do it, but I just never fully trust glue by itself. I always prefer some good old nails, some hardware in there to stick it down as well. So all I'm going to do basically is draw down on here where we're going to I'm going to drill the holes. Well, not going to drill them, I'm going to screw them through. What I'll do is I'll actually put them through manually so they're just poking out. Then we'll we'll do this side and then we'll continue through on the other side. Probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but it'll make sense as we do it. So to start with, I'm just going to mark out where we're going to.
And I have signed the back of this. It just says by Shine Lindley, 2018 of Vivid Days. And I have called this one the Magnificent Peacock. But I will sign the front as well, but I always like to sign the back just in case. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Just in case it comes away from the board. There will be, it will be signed at the front.
Okay. Yeah, once we filled these bits, so I reckon the order we do it is I'm going to start screwing this on from the back,
yeah,
bit by bit. Then we can take the picture out.
Yeah.
Then I'm actually going to undo them one by one and glue them back. Then we can paint it all, put the picture in and glue the picture down.
Okay.
Sounds a bit complicated, but I reckon that's going to be the best way of doing it.
So this is just standard PVA wood glue, or?
Yeah, this is your bulk standard wood adhesive interior. Just so it covers a weeny bit more left to right, and just a straight line down the bottom. It's not important, but just one of those things I've always done. Don't really know why. No, not going to glue that down yet. We'll paint. We won't actually glue the painting down until we've filled the edges in it.
Will it come out once you've put this last piece in?
No.
Even on my YouTube video. Sarcasm to the end. Voila, so let me have a look at the front.
Let's just screw these down one last little bit so I can see that all flatten.
You need to lay books on top of them to push the glue down.
Okay. Could do on the other side, but should be okay. These are just here for belt and braces, really. So now we can just fill in the gaps. Sand. Okay, so basically it's a case of fill it up now, let it dry,
and sculpt it with your knife.
Yeah. Which I don't actually have with me at the moment. Do you have a putty knife or anything like that?
I've got a bread knife.
A bread knife.
I've got palette knives. Basically shoving it into the holes, pushing it in, and then you'll come back and sand it down.
Yes, yeah, we'll come back, sand it, and hopefully you won't be able to see the joins. Certainly nowhere near like we can at the moment.
He has now applied a glove to his hand and he's going to see if he can force it in better with his fingers. At least then he'll be able to mould it, hopefully to the frame, and get rid of a lot of the excess. Are you up to Morley?
Right, this has had quite a long time to dry now. So all we're going to do is sand down the filler that we put in. So just a real light emery or sandpaper, and just get those lumps off so that we can get it ready for painting.
How do you know when you've done it enough or if you need a second coat?
Just getting it smooth, and then we'll see what it looks like. As long as there's no big gaps in it, it should be absolutely fine, because you're going to just repaint these corners anyway, and the paint should fill in any small little imperfections.
And then I paint it?
Yep.
And then what are you going to do?
Then we've got to glue your resin piece to the centre. That's a real nice easy one, that. It's just the adhesive wood. Going to try wood glue on that. Don't know if that's going to work, but we'll give it a go and see what result we get.
So what would you do differently, Neil?
I reckon next time I'll do it in better light, and because this pattern's quite intricate here, it would have been easier to scrape more of it off while it was still soft before it had set. So I reckon I'd go back to it after maybe 20 minutes of setting and wipe it down, maybe even with a damp cloth or something, just to get more into these little intricate parts with the shape of it and everything.
So you said better lighting?
Yeah, better lighting, because I didn't notice all these when we were doing it the other day, but we did it indoors. I reckon doing it in a under artificial light. So I reckon doing it under natural light might give us much better visibility of these sort of patterns, basically.
Hot tip, right? So I am now very quickly going to put my final coat of white paint all around here. I'll just film it for a little bit and we'll move on to the next part, which is the exciting part, which is going to be about, that paintbrush is, yeah, we are applying the final coat of white paint. Now it's all been sanded down and the corners have been filled. That will dry, and then I will be going back to Neil, who will be finishing by putting my art back in this tailor-made frame. I love it when there's just something so personal when you know that you've been able to, even if I've not created myself, but you know within your own business or studio the art has been put together, or prints, with your own hands. And I'm incapable of talking while I'm painting, so we'll fast forward this a little bit and we'll pass you back to Neil. What are we up to now then, Neil?
Okay, the last stage, we're going to stick the artwork down onto the backboard now. We're just going to use standard wood glue for this. Don't want too much because you don't want it coming over the sides, but you want enough to...
Drawing your own picture there.
I am. It's my bit of artwork. I reckon we'll do.
Pretty it looks.
Oh, sorry. Do you want...
Yeah, over it. You can always put a sheet on top as well to protect the painting before you do pile these books up.
You could do. Would you like me to?
Yes, the customer that's purchasing it might not want to see all these books piled up.
Might be able to read the print of my book.
Hey, this is the very last bit of filming we're doing today. So what I've done is turned it over and we're working on the back, and I am going to stick on one of my business cards at the front. At the back I've had to add my YouTube channel because I didn't have that when I got these printed, so getting some more. And I will put the name of this one, which is the Magnificent Peacock, and I will sign it, and then Neil is going to show me how we put the hooks at the back and put the picture cable on there, and then that's good to go. Job complete. So I really hope that you have gained something from this. I know our processes weren't down pat, but I'm really happy with the end result, and I'm really happy that we'll be able to do this ourselves and we'll just get more efficient. And if you do like this kind of video, let me know and we can make sure that we show you processes. I've had lots of inquiries for my paint box that you see where I do my resin art in, and if you're interested in seeing how that was made, let me know and we can look at probably doing a video on that as well. What are we doing now, Neil?
Right, we're going to put the little hanger on. Now this doesn't weigh too much.
Sorry, that was my coaster.
This doesn't weigh too much.
Little shandy.
So, just one of these will hang it okay on the wall, but we want to make sure it's central. So I'm just measuring across. We are 364. It's going to be 182 roughly, halfway, which is going to make it right about there. So I'm going to use these tiny little screws again, which we'll have to get a bigger pack off these.
And I won't go through the picture.
No, hopefully it won't go too far in. I'll just get it started, and then what we'll do is, it's certainly not going to go all the way through the picture, but it may push against the back of the picture, so I just want to make sure we don't push that out and stretch the glue and stuff. So okay, that's both of those started, so I'm just put my hand round to make sure no sign of any movement on the back there. There you go. Ready to hang
Brilliant.
on your wall.
Thank you. Finished piece. Made with love. And lots of learns. Like what you saw, you like my channel or art, thumbs up, subscribe, and please share because that helps me get my art and my channel out there. Have the most wonderful evening, and if you've got any questions, drop us a line and we'll do the best to answer any questions you may have. Happy creativeness.